Okay, so today we are going to make a clay wizard, and you're going to start with a block of clay. You're going to have a wet paper towel, and you got a piece of canvas. You can see I have the canvas to work on. I also have a cup of water, and I've got my tools. So first thing we're going to do is cut off some clay to make the body. So I think I'm going to cut off about a little bit less than half. Something like that, and I'm rolling it and making it into a cylinder. I want to make a cone shape. Okay, so we're going to make it kind of pinched at the top, and I'm going to start putting my thumb in the center, kind of like we did with the pinch pots. Well, I'm going to make a long and skinny pinch pot. So I have my thumb in the center, and I press going around to kind of thin out the walls. Don't want them too thin because I want my wizard to be strong enough to stand up. But skinny at the top and making a cone. All right. So that's pretty good right there. Little guy. I can flare out the bottom, sort of make it look like he's got a robe. I could even just keep the front straight down and flare out the back. So there's my little start of my wizard inside. So now I need to have a head for the wizard, and I'm going to cut off some of my clay and just make a little head about this much. You can, it's just approximately. Okay, so whenever I attach two pieces of clay together, remember we have to do something special to do that. Otherwise, we will just have our clay parts just drying and falling off and rolling around in the kiln. So I have to do what's called scratch attach, and to do that, I'm going to score or scratch. There's two surfaces that need to be joined together. So I'm going to scratch the top of the wizard, and I scratched the underside of the head, a little bit of water. I've got my cup here, and I'm going to press this down on top. And I see how I twist it and I press it together. I don't want to push too hard, but I do want it to have a nice firm connection there. Okay, so I can push them together. All right. So he's good. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, see I put my clay under my wet paper towel to keep it nice. I need some arms for this guy. So maybe these two. Maybe I'll take this piece here and roll it. You can roll it on the table. You can roll it on the canvas, but the canvas slips, so it's easier to roll it on the table. Make sure you guys can see me. All right, so I'm going to roll this. So I've got this long length here, cut it in half. And these will make my arms. Now you can make it, like kind of tap it a little bit. If you want it to be a little wider, like a sleeve. So I think I'm going to do that, like make this sleeve a little wider. And wherever I'm going to attach it, again, what do? I have to score it, scratch attach. Okay, so I'm going to put them right there. I kind of pinched it at the top a little bit just to kind of not make it be squared off. Okay, so I'm going to scratch here and here. A little water, and twist it and push it on. My clay is nice and moist, so I almost don't need water, but same thing here. And make sure I put it in the right spot. A little bit of water and push it together. All right, I can feel it pressing on there nicely. Okay, so he's got his arms. I personally think those arms are a little long, or else my wizard is a little short. One of the two. Kind of doing him upside down. That's my excuse. Yeah, I like those arms better. I could have made him a little skinnier too. So we want to play with it, kind of see what you think. Next thing I need for my wizard is I need a hat. So I'm going to cut off some more clay. And I'm going to make another cone for his hat. So let's see how big I want this to be. Maybe not that much clay. Put the rest of it under the wet paper towel. And I'm making a cone. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push my thumb or finger in the center. And just a little bit though. I don't have to go all the way. And I'm just making a little bit. It's almost like making a pinch pot at the end here. And I'm going to start flaring it out for my hat. Now I can do a small flare, or I can make a big brim if I want to. It starts to, if I don't have enough clay, it might start to break. So I've got a little crack. That doesn't bother me. I kind of like the little broken part, but if that bothers you, you can always get some clay and stick it on there. Or even maybe starting with a bigger piece of clay. This is getting a little thin. So let's try it. Let me show you with a bigger piece. Okay. Start a little fatter with our hat. Okay, so there it's a little fatter. And I think, there we go. It's easier now. It's not breaking, although, like I said, I don't really mind that. You just don't want the edge to get too thin. It's really easy for it to break if it's real thin. And then I've decided I want to make a point. You can make the point just straight up. You can make the hat all crooked like that. I think that's kind of cool. I might make mine crooked. Make it dip over like that. Okay, but we're not going to put his hat on yet. We're just going to make sure it looks good. I like that. So now we're going to do another fun thing. I think we're going to use the garlic press. This is my garlic press here. And I got to clean it off. This is super fun to use. After you finish using it, you have to get all the clay off of it. And this, I was making it and using it and I didn't clean it. So, what you're going to do is you're going to get a little ball of clay. We're going to give him some hair. So it has to be the right amount to fit in this cavity right here. Okay, so you're going to take this, put it in there. All right, and then you push it down. And oh my gosh, just like, remember those Play-Doh Fun Factory things? Did you ever have those? I did. They were awesome. Okay, so now I've got this. And I'm going to take my tool and cut it off. It's kind of tricky. You got to hold it too. Okay. I've got this wonderful hair. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm going to kind of split it up a little bit so it's around his head. And I'm going to need water. Okay, so here it is. Let me turn this around here so you can see what I'm going to do. Turn him around. I could have. All right, so I'm going to put this on the back here. I don't have to put hair on the top because I have a hat. I'm going to put it on the back. So I'm going to need to scratch the surface, score this up. And the hair is already pretty rough, but I will need water. So I'll put some water on this and some water here, and then I'm going to press it on. Okay, so I'm just pressing it. I can blend it on the top because that's going to be hidden, and just kind of pushing it on there, making sure it's nice and solid. All right, so now I can put the hat on. Now we'll scratch that, score the surface of the head, a little water, and put my hat on. right, I love that hair. I'm just going to leave it like that, or if you want to, you can try to move it around. It is fragile. It's not like you can like style it very much, because it'll just all fall apart. So here is my wizard. Here we go. I think his head's kind of smashed down a little bit, but yeah, he looks good. Okay, I can always go back in and give him more of a neck if I care. What I do want to do, though, is I'm going to pinch his head up just a little bit. See how I'm pinching it on the sides, so he's not so round. All right, and then I'll bring his hat out. I do want to give him a nose, so I'm just going to pinch a nose out like that and kind of push down on it. Okay, so there's his kind of a nose. And another thing we can do with our garlic press is we can give him a beard. So let's do that. If you wanted to give him a beard, let's get some more clay. Oh, I should have put this under my paper towel. Get some more clay out. And we will give him a lovely beard. Okay, so I'm putting that in the garlic press, and so you can see some of this is we don't need. There's our lovely beard. Awesome. Okay, so now, crazy. It's crazy fragile. Oh, won't that look cool? Okay, so I'm going to scratch up the front and the bottom of his face. And this is already rough, so I'll just add some water and press. You know, I have to kind of be careful because it is going to press down some of the beard. I have to figure out where to hold him, but that's okay. Kind of smooth it on there and push. There we go. It's a little smashed, but that's okay. Love it. Now, there's my wizard. If you want to, you could give him some other things, like maybe he's holding a staff. So you can always just roll out a staff for him. And that's too tall. So maybe you would have him holding a staff, scratch attach that. I do want to give him some eyes. And this tool, that lollipop stick tool, is really good for eyes. So let me turn around here. Give him some eyes. And I'll kind of go in under his nose when I just kind of go in, so it brings his nose in so it's not tilted down. And you can add decorations to his hat if you want to. You could draw some stars on there. You could make triangles. Triangles are easier. You could use this end of the stick and poke holes. Anything you want to do to add designs. You could do designs on his robe if you want to, or you can make like a line across here. If you want to add hands too, we didn't do that. I know we just have the cape. You could make hands. If I was going to make hands, I would probably just make it kind of like a mitten almost. Let's see how that looks. It's almost like a circle. And of course I would scratch attach the hand. A little water. So just have fun with your wizard. There's his hand. I have to really make sure that's not going to fall off. And then I would probably give him some fingers. 1, 2, 3. And cut out his thumb. So I could do that. Maybe he's holding his staff. Maybe it's a... Okay. So there's my guy. And just have fun with this and enjoy your wizard. Bye.